GM everyone. Welcome back to another Greeny and Craig stream. Be sure to obviously subscribe down below, smash the like button, and give us a follow on all socials, guys. Craig, GM to you, mate. How are you today?
GM. Greeny, I'm good. Thank you, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, mate. Doing well. Seeing a good pullback in the market at the moment. So lots to unpack today. We've seen massive NFT run. We've obviously just seen this morning that RTKF or whatever it's called, they're bloody selling their brand. And Nick called this out like, what, 10 months ago or something. So shout out to Nick for getting that alpha right. We got lots to unpack. XRP's on a run. BTC dominance is dumping. Lots of meme coins on a pullback right now. So is that opportunity or is that the end of the meme coin super cycle? We'll unpack it all, guys. So obviously, GM to everyone in the comments. Let us know if you're here, guys. And shill us some of your meme coins. We could definitely take a look at them later in the show once we unpack some of the latest news. But GM to you, hold the phone. Thanks for tuning in, legend. But essentially, guys, let's just start, okay? We'll go straight into the alpha, okay? So what I want to share first is this, okay? Now, Craig and I have been very much advocates of BTC dominance for a very, very long time. And pretty much as soon as we did see this orange line break, which has essentially been an up-only trend since the April 2023. So as soon as that, okay, so high lows over time and high highs over time, we've finally seen that break. We've also seen macro support break from last cycle in 2020. So Craig, what's your takeaway on this, mate? It's been a long time coming. Very bullish for your altcoin bags, for your meme coin bags. But what do you think there, mate? What do you think?
Yeah, like you just said, Greeny, it's been a long time coming. You and me have been kind of watching that chart like hawks for probably the better part of 6 months now, sort of saying to everyone in our groups, as far as altcoins go, which a lot of people on the timeline were fading altcoins. So I don't know if you saw that on the timeline, Greeny, but there was a lot of chatter about, you know, meme coin, super cycle and all that stuff, which completely agree. But you and I were saying for the last year and a half, maybe even 2 years now, altcoins are still will still run just like every other time, man. You know, it's every cycle's different, but only different enough to trick most. Yeah. You know, and that's the purpose of the market, is to trick most. So if you don't follow most, you'll likely make some money. But look, good signs for alts. XRP, the irony, I put a post up yesterday saying it was funny how last bull run XRP was known as running hardest and running last, and now it's running hardest. And I won't call it first. I feel like Sol won first. Yeah. But it's certainly leading the altcoin charge now that dominance is dropping. So look, I think it's awesome to see. My dad's pretty stoked. I copped a whole bunch of XRP from him in the lows and the bear. Same with my mother-in-law. So I'm getting texts from both of them being happy.
Love it.
The worst part about it is I offloaded 90% of my bags a while back, so I'm getting messages from them thanking me for being such a great trader. Meanwhile, I fucked up my bag. Congratulations to the XRP army, 589, all that stuff. I dived deep into the rabbit hole to about 3 years ago with XRP. Yeah. The ISO coins and all that stuff. So I am pretty well versed. So to be honest, I'm stoked. I think it's cool that XRP has been sort of freed from this SEC cloud it was under for so long, which actually was more of a greater problem for the whole of crypto.
Yeah,
So
no, exactly. I agree. And like if you dive into the utility side of XRP, right, they're probably the most utility bound Web 2, Web 3 connection
yeah,
in the banking space and in all of that space. You can go down a whole rabbit hole in that capacity. And yeah, like shout out to people who are in XRP, but just a clear reminder, guys, and I tweeted this out just to give you proof. Okay. XRP, yeah, sure, sick. It's up what 5x in a month. But Solana is up like, I don't even know, 20x, like more than that in the past year. So just perspective.
opportunity
Okay?
cost comes to mind.
Exactly. So again, don't be top blasting in this. Wait for a pullback, guys. Like, I mean, look at this chart. Anything that goes crazy, like literally XRP has been a just a ranging token for a very long time. I obviously would agree with what Craig just said. Because of the SEC problems, that's probably why we didn't see much of a run. Obviously, that's now all out the window, and very much the utility is coming to the front, which is great to see because with XRP pumping, that's great for normies, that's great for banks, that's great for institutional wealth. So that's great for crypto as a whole. Okay, this isn't a PvP place, guys. You need to like stop going with that approach. The whole timeline's all about that, and it frustrates me, right? And I'm sure it frustrates you too. But at the end of the day, okay, XRP pumping is fantastic for everything. I very much am in the camp that XRP and Solana are definitely the new ETFs on the horizon. It's a surprise, honestly. Oh my link as well. Holy, that's playing catch up. We'll look at the. I mean, and AVAX is up as well, Craig. We'll have a look at all these tokens, guys. But just to finish on this point, okay, XRP is fantastic for crypto as a whole. So don't be fighting it, okay? Don't FOMO into it. Have some good risk to reward entries, guys. It's very important that you buy fear and sell greed, okay? And I'll be telling you, Craig's been telling you that for literally 18 months, okay? So people that are coming in now say, oh, yeah, Greeny, should I buy XRP? No, dude.
No way.
It's up. It's up, what, 5.7x in a month. No, you do not buy here. You do not buy here. Wait for a pullback. Okay, Greeny, how do you get a pullback? Use my beautiful Fibonacci tool, guys, from the low. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. From the low to the high. Okay, now you're watching shallow pullbacks. Okay, if you want to see strength comes here either into the 236 or obviously it's 382. Alternatively, if it pulls back a bit deeper, then so be it over time. But guys, you do not buy a massive pump like that. You often will ruin your bags. It's at an all-time high. Sure, it's going to go a lot higher. Don't get me wrong, probably does. But this is not the risk to reward play. This is not the risk to reward play. All right, Craig, let's have a look at some of these other altcoins. BTC dominance is dumping. Okay, literally, BTC dominance is dumping, which is obviously breaking news. I shared that on Twitter yesterday, but for the first time in literally November 2022, we are seeing a great trend. It's going to the bearish side down and dumping at the current moment. That is why you're seeing some of these massive tokens thrive. Okay, so Link, 32% on the day. This looks like a beautiful breakout, guys. I'm pretty sure I was charting this with GTG just a couple of days ago. And I was like, okay, I would love a retest. Obviously, sometimes you don't get a retest. Okay, that's what I would have been looking to buy. Didn't get the retest, and we're off to the races, guys, on Link. AVAX as well, Craig. Finally, mate. Finally, after this massive breakout. Me and you spoke about AVAX for a very long time. Again, probably one of the stronger utility plays with the Web 2 to Web 3 connections in terms of dev capabilities, in terms of gaming, in terms of so many sort of fundamental factors that drive a lot of liquidity and interest to AVAX compared to even Solana, right? But great to see. Obviously, this 23 level, which I literally drew out months ago, was the key level, okay? We kept it obviously in the previous market. We faded it during this bear market. We eventually got above it. We deviated below it a couple of times, and then we retested it one more time down here, guys, and we are off to the races. We're up. I mean, AVAX is up over 2x in the past month or so as well. So great to see. And I mean, this is where I start to go, okay, Greeny, do I need to start rotating some of my bags? Now, as someone who is heavily invested Solana, what I like to do is compare it against some of these other assets. So, for example, let's look at AVAX versus Sol. And this is a chart that I was waiting for a very long time. And we had, no, that's the volatility. We had so many bullish drives of divergence for such a long time, and eventually we're finally broken out here against Sol. So in other words, if this goes up, guys, it means you probably want to be in AVAX over Sol. If it's going down, you want to be in Sol. So a chart like this is very much on my radar to potentially start to maybe de-risk some of my Solana into some other altcoin bags, Craig. So talk to me about your positioning right now with the rest of the market really starting to heat up. I mean, LTC, so Litecoin's up 13% today, XRP up 18% today. Phantom's up 10% today as well. So lots across the board that are starting to pump.
Yeah, I must admit with my portfolio, definitely altcoin wise, being a lot lighter this run, I don't have a lot of those sort of
Yeah.
people calling them dino coins, the
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
Litecoins. I've got a bit of chain link left from 21 that I'm thankful that you brought that chart up. I'll be looking to offload, you know what I mean? But I got rid of Litecoin, during a lot of stuff that didn't perform, which is the irony is it's pumping this time.
Yeah.
But, guys, lesson to everyone. Everything's going to fucking pump this run. So there's a little lesson here, I think, for everyone to take away is don't get caught up in chasing this shit because, it's going to pump and you can get caught holding the bag while liquidity or attention rotates through all the altcoins. Obviously, we're seeing a bit of liquidity pump to ETH, NFTs, which we'll cover soon enough. But look, I'm happy. I'm pretty happy in spot at the moment. I'm comfy. I'm sitting in a bit of AVAX still. So great to see that pump, looking to offload that. No, look, great to see all those older ones pump. Hedera hash has gone fucking
ENS, what the hell?
ENS has gone, bro. I've got wallets. I've got to actually.
Holy hell, dude! IOTA, like what the hell? Zcash as well, unbelievable.
Better, oh, bro. Look, I've got an old MetaMask wallet that's holding a fair bit of what I thought was trash, man. So I'm gonna dust it off and sell some of this shit.
Like even VeChain, dude. These are all last cycle, if not cycle before tokens. So
XDC
that's wild. That is wild.
So no, I'm a little bit out of position with these, but I suppose in position in the fact that look, Sol already ran up, man. So
yeah, exactly.
Ray already ran up.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's other holders' turns now to have a go. And look, I'm just going to celebrate that for them. I'm not in deep on any of these, but don't give a fuck, man. I'm just happy. I'm happy to see people get wins. And the reality is people scaling profits out of this, hopefully for my sake, will move it into other areas where I am waiting. So enjoy your profits, guys. Take profits and rotate into some ordinals if you wouldn't mind. That'd be fantastic.
No, well, we got some good questions here. SUV fell up. We will come back to meme coins later on in the show. We're definitely going to look at those. Obviously, Craig and I are still Mog and Pepe and Whiff Maxis. So we'll definitely talk about that because, we are seeing a good pullback. Even like Sigma as a mid-tier play is very much pulling back at the moment. But as Abdul's saying, like hold your conviction play strong. And that's like, as I've pulled up here, guys, like Craig and I, we took profits up here, okay? Because look at when we got in. We got in here at 0.2, right? We are up 30x, or we were up about 35x when we took some profits. We're only up about 28x. And this is what you're going to remember, okay? As Craig said, you're not going to get every single opportunity in crypto, guys. You're going to fade so much every single day. And once you learn that, okay, that's going to be the best sort of vantage point for you to grow because you're then going to focus on what you're good at or you're going to focus on what you've have conviction in for a very long time. And so for me, I'm up 30x on Ray. I'm up 15x on Solana. So yeah, sure, I'm missing out now on an XRP round. We're missing out on link pumping. But in the scheme of things, guys, Link is literally only up from its bear market lows. Link is only up about 4x, okay? So I'm still very much in the profit compared to these tokens by simply holding BTC, Ray, and Solana. And that's what people need to do is the opportunity cost, but also perspective, okay? Be aware of perspective. But really importantly, just really quickly, as these old tokens, these all old coins start to thrive now that BTC dominance comes down, now that this one as well, Totals Free, is really much on an insane tear, literally testing nearly all-time highs, okay, as we speak. As like because BTC dominance is dumping, Totals Free is coming down, because memes have seen such good liquidity for such a long time, what we're seeing is meme coins very much be on the what am I trying to say? On the backside, okay, that's what I'm looking for. On the backside, right? So you need to, this is what I was talking about last week, Craig. Like trends are so important. If you can capitalize on capturing trends early or getting in just as a trend's about to start, that's where the money is made. And so what we're seeing across the board here is only a couple sort of returns over the past week. But in the past 24 hours, Moondeg got listed on Coinbase. So that's obviously a bit of an outlier there. But you're looking at a lot of these. Retardo's down 20%. Okay, Memes AI, that was a bag that I'm currently in, 20%. Sigma down 20%. That's another bag of mine that I'm in. Moo down 20%. Giga down 20%, down to 360 mil. So we're seeing a lot of pullbacks on memes, which gives you opportunity in the weeks to come, Craig, as these altcoins sort of take the attention and move forward.
Yeah, I agree. I'd probably be looking at those mid-cap memes now. Now that alts are popping off, it's not the time to buy alts as much.
Yes.
This is the test for everyone in the market right now. In the bull run is trying to outtrade your FOMO you're going to feel. That's the test of a bull run. And personally, that's why I've been saying I actually find the bull run harder to trade than the bear. Yeah. One of the reasons being is there's no after party. So when the party's over with the bull run, man, everyone eats shit. So the execution risk now is a lot higher than in the bear. So for me personally, this is when I really lock in and not chasing new plays, but making sure I execute the traps that I set. So I mean, the XRP hype, I mean, even that's even got my attention, man.
Yeah,
it's got me looking at the charts. It's got me looking for entries. It's got me wishing I'd more. It's got me wishing I'd bought. It almost made me buy. So if I'm feeling that, I'm sure a lot of you are, but it's a good test just to say to yourself, fuck, settle down. Let's try and pick the next thing to move. Much safer risk return. So yeah, I think mid-cap memes are looking juicy.
Very juicy. I agree. And this is a lot of people are like, Greeny, get on the XRP memes. Okay. My thesis always with a new chain that has meme coins that are thriving in a week or a couple day period is give me month on month, consistent volume, consistent returns, and I will go over there and trade.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go there if I've just seen a week of good trades. Okay. I'm not going to go over there if I've seen a couple days of some mad meme coins go and get a bit of hype. Okay. That's why I trade on Solana. The opportunities are still very much there. I literally faded over 6 figs yesterday in one particular meme coin. So the opportunities are still literally on Solana. So don't fade that. Sure, if we get a base season like we've just seen with virtuals or obviously base meme coins, then very much so go over there and have a lot of fun and get in deep in that liquidity in those profit opportunities. But right now, guys, just be patient. Okay. So XRP memes very much are on my radar, but just not yet. Shout out to Cosmix for this comment. Sui, same again. Give me a bit more of a pullback, and then I become very interested in probably more along. This is probably not the time to be buying spot, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, you probably could rotate maybe a little bit out of BTC or into something else if you're more of an active trader. But for me, that holds a lot of my wealth in spot. It's probably not the time for me to be messing around with capital gains tax and so many other facets, right? So for me, this is the time to be very active with your futures trading, to be very active in the meme coin trenches because the opportunities are crazy right now. And so that's where I'm very much looking at. Sui meme coins, still looking at them every now and then. But right now, okay, give me low for Sui, and that's where I become very interested. Watchdog, special mention to another GTG member. Yeah, mate, only my first coffee today. Only my first coffee today. Double shot, though, double shot. Lukey, thanks for tuning in as well, legend. Thanks for being here. But yeah, that's it, Abdul. Everything does pump over time, okay? And people need to remember that as well. And I mean, like, that's probably a really good segue, Craig, to NFTs, mate. So obviously me and you woke up to this a couple of days ago. Now, obviously I front run, and that's where you make money, by front running, okay? So I bought my Pudgy at 8.4 ETH when ETH was 2.9K. ETH is obviously, let me check my phone, 3.7K, and Pudgies are now 14.3. So, I mean, I was up over 2x in USD in the space of 3 weeks with that trade. Obviously, apes are up also 2x in terms of ETH. Mutants are up multiple X's as well. Little Pudgies, are up quite a lot. So we're starting to see NFTs go on a run, which is great. My biggest concern is consistency again, okay? Yeah. I want to see volume consistent for weeks. I want to see returns consistent for weeks. And the reason I picked up a Pudgy only is because I very much believe in what they are building in the ecosystem. Abstract is just around the corner. So the play there is from a much more fundamental basis trade, as well as the opportunity that I saw at 8 ETH with very small listings as well. And as ETH was about to outpace sort of Solana and BTC, I was like, okay, a hedge against ETH is actually probably a Pudgy. So I went with that trade, and that was my thesis for Pudgies. But Craig, talk to me about this. This is like, it's fantastic to see NFTs go on a run like this. But what I'm concerned about is a lack of consistency across the market.
Yeah, look, that pump there is great to see. I'm in the same camp as you. I want to see consistency of pump, and I want to make sure that green you see there is not a whole bunch of people in the NFT ecosystem front running what they perceive as a pump that's coming.
Yes.
So my concern would be, say, there's a big difference between entering Pudgies at 8 ETH 5 weeks ago and entering Pudgies at 14 to 15 ETH now with ETH at 3.7. Whereas you got in at ETH at, say, 2.9 or lower, the cost basis now is a lot different in the span of just 5 weeks. So
Yeah.
would I buy a Pudgy now? No. Would I bought one 5 weeks ago and you did? Yes.
Yes.
So as promising as this is to see, that for a new buyer, that concern, well, I'm wary. So I'm going to watch and see what ETH NFTs do and see whether the holders can handle price sitting still for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, and great comment here. Thoughts on little Pudgies. Pretty much the same thesis as big Pudgies. I shared them at GTG at about 0.8. And when I bought my Pudgy about 80. So, I mean, they're both up. Like a little Pudgy's hit 1.6. So that's a 2x already for GTG if anyone did buy in. So that's it. Probably wait for a little bit more of a pullback, or you want to see sustained volume. And that's where you can very much still ape in, right? So a couple of things I want to touch on too in the NFT space. Obviously, we'll go to Ordinals. We'll look at Sol NFTs as well. But it's about understanding where the liquidity is going to go, right? And so if you've been in crypto long enough, what you're going to realize is trends. And what you like to see is that over time, people like to sort of establish their wealth by buying an expensive PFP. So that was, again, my thesis for very much getting into a Pudgy before people started to take some profits out of Sol or take some profits out of ETH or BTC, those sorts of things. Now, obviously, what we have ahead, Craig, is probably one of the largest airdrops this cycle. Maybe outside Dupe and those sorts of airdrops that we've seen. But Magic Eden, guys, is you can check how much you're going to get in 2 days' time. So I thought I'd bring this to your attention because Craig and I spoke about this over the past couple of weeks. But you'll get your ME allocation via a checker. Okay, don't forget to link all your wallets. So that's on, because Magic Eden is multi-chain. So that's Ordinal wallets, that's your Solana wallets, your Polygon wallet, that's your Ethereum wallet, that's your bloody whatever wallet. Okay, Arbitrum, I think, is on there as well. So make sure you add all your wallets, okay, all your old ETH wallets as well. And obviously any transactions that have been done through Magic Eden will very much go into the draw for your Magic Eden airdrop. So this is definitely one to keep it on the radar. Craig and I have, now I've been reading, and I know it's a lot of fun, but diamonds aren't direct correlated to the price, okay? So I know that, I'm very aware of that. I'm going to farm engagement just because it's a bit of fun. But I'll be very interested to see what the volume's like from someone who pretty much only really traded Ordinals on Magic Eden compared to maybe people who trade a lot more Solana NFTs and even ETH NFTs. Actually, no, I bought my Pudgy on Magic Eden, so maybe I get a little bit of a boost there. So we'll see. But Craig, talk to me. What's your, well, let's go with the word hope, but what's your thesis on how to play this situation in the coming days? The fact that people will know how much they have. I think ME on Whale's current whale market is about $4 this morning, I've read. So what's your thesis? Like, I definitely think that goes down, but what are you thinking?
Oh man, I'm almost scared I just don't know. I always find these really tricky to plan or strategize.
Yeah.
The fact that there's a checker to see eligibility is interesting because it allows people like me or you and me to strategize what we're going to do. So it almost makes it even trickier. I almost would have preferred if it was unknown, so I could get in quick and fucking think quicker than people. Yeah. Fuck, man, I really don't know. I mean, myself personally, I'm probably, depending on what the value is of the drop I get, man, I'm probably looking to sell half. Yeah. If I can sell half before the price looks like it's cratering, I will. It depends how early I claim versus everyone else, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think we might see a nice bounce like we do. Yeah. So I think we'll see a dump and then bounce. Yeah. When we see the bounce, I don't know. And will the eligibility checker, I guess that'll tell us how many me we get. So yeah, man. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to play it until I see if I've got more information. But to be honest, I'm probably looking to offload some pretty quickly. Yeah, I like that. Just get some fucking money. Like, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's the play too. Like, I think for me, right, because you'll know, and obviously the pre-market for it is very much runs at a premium. Very much runs at a premium. I would hazard a guess it goes back towards $1. Yeah. And so we'll see. So, I mean, if I start to evaluate how much I've made, and then again, Craig and I touched on this previously, like this is free for us. Like that, we did not know, we did not farm this. I did not go out of my way to farm this. Accidental, which is kind of a good thing. I think. Exactly. It's a little bonus. If I get 10 grand from it, so be it. If I get more than that, okay, sick. Maybe I probably do rotate that out of the token and maybe look for some better plays, in my opinion. Again,
it's an interesting play. Like it's very different. Like I'd much rather hold Recoin as that sort of play at the moment, because it's sort of attached a little bit more to a brand and to a bit more of a sort of like, I mean, we are up in that token right now, like up from a breakout, but that's what I'm thinking. Like I'd much rather nearly hold that than something like Magic Eden. Like how are they going to drive incentive? Like how is there going to be incentive to hold it moving forward? Like that's like why is Magic Eden the token going to go up? Like that's always my question. That's always my question.
Same here. What's the flywheel? Where's the hook? How do they get people to want to hold, stake?
Yeah.
Basically, how do they make you not sell?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping they're putting a pretty good incentive out there to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like these guys have played the market fairly well. So I'm interested to see.
I very much agree.
I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful for this, which makes me worry because anytime I feel like I'm hopeful, it goes to shit. And when I just think it's going to not do anything, it fucking moons. So
I mean, like I'll probably take profits, right? I'll probably take some profits off the table. I mean, it's free. It's literally free. Like I didn't put any money in to get money out. So it's literally free to me.
I think I'll take a couple of free lunches for that. You know?
Yeah. So we'll just, but again, it depends. Like if it's only a couple $100, I'll probably just let it ride. Just let it ride. But if it's
10, 20 grand, I'm taking half straight away, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money just for nothing. So, I'm just reading through the comments again. I mean, NFT got my little but no, sure. If you pull out ETH from any say what? Nah. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I mean, I'm hodling my Pudgy as a hedge against Ethereum as Ethereum pumps as well. Watchdog, yeah, I pretty much agree with this. Always sell airdrops. I cannot remember a recent airdrop that didn't take. Yeah, I very much agree with that as well. So that's always the thesis as well. Traditionally, airdrops go down at least 50%, if not 70% traditionally, based on previous ones that we've seen this cycle or even last cycle. So, I mean, Ape did go on a crazy run. Which is kind of, I'm putting Abstract in the sort of ape capacity where we might see a really good run on that potential layer 2. So that's definitely worth chatting about when there's more news about that coming out soon. But let's segue over to Ordinals, obviously, guys. So we'll wrap up with Ordinals. We'll go see if there's any Solana NFTs we're looking at. Then we'll look at large cap meme coins, if not a couple mid cap meme coins as well. And then we'll go and see if there's any potential new pairs. I want to talk about the current meta, which is obviously Fortnite as well. We're seeing Jonesy go on a crazy one. We're seeing maybe some Fortnite kids have an OG season come again soon in a couple of days. So we're seeing a time where, again, you might get an opportunity to front run potentially the next trend if you're smart about where you're putting your money. But Craig, over to you, mate, for Ordinals. What's your thesis right now? I know you shared BTC puppets in our groups for about 0.1-ish, 0.11. So they just nearly hit a 2x earlier in the week or last week, I think it was. A bit of a pullback now. Is this opportunity or what are you thinking here?
Yeah, look, I still like the puppets. I don't see them pulling back too much lower here for Ordinals. We're having a little pullback, but it's been mostly green the last few days.
Yeah.
Look, I think that ME drop's gonna. I think it's gonna be good for NFTs, ETH NFTs as well, man. So I think NFTs. I'm changing my tune, but not a lot, but. Yeah, I think that on the 10th, what's 10th? So in a week's time, I reckon we could see a pretty fucking juicy run, man, because NFTs are the sort of things, people like to flex profit.
Yeah.
So for me, well, not for me, I don't know if I'll do this, but I suspect a lot of people might take the free money that they got from the me drop and maybe flex a PFP on the timeline because it's a bit easier to flex a PFP than it is to flex a shitcoin bag.
Yes.
Discreet. You can't really shill a shitcoin bag discreetly. You've got to kind of post it all the time. Whereas a PFP is kind of in everyone's face. So, man, I'm actually thinking NFTs could cop some bids here.
I like that.
Yeah. How much of a run they go on, I don't know. I don't know if Bored Ape. It's interesting watching Bored Apes at the moment.
Yeah.
Sort of frothing on their price pump. Yeah. I'm wondering who's going to get left holding an expensive ape again, bro.
Yeah, same.
Because what's the bullish incentive to have an ape right now? Tell me, like what?
I don't know, because the whole maybe someone in the comments does know, but
you can stake ape for a higher APY. Is that the?
Yeah, maybe that's why.
That man.
Outside that,
I'm not staking shit.
But the whole ecosystem went on a run. Bayek, the dogs, literally went from 0.05 to over 1 ETH. That was like a 20x instantaneously. I have actually no idea what the catalyst was behind that, whether it's insider buying for an event that's coming, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or whether it is just essentially people just going, yeah, let's run this up with a bit of whale wallet action. I'm not sure. Again, like I said earlier, give me consistency, and that's where I become very interested. I very much agree with your take, actually. ME, the Magic Eden token, could very much be a really good opportunity for NFTs to see that next leg up. So I like that play.
I think it could get frothy. I mean, as far as for the guys out there who want a quick list of ordinals, I think you can't go wrong with probably puppets, node monkeys, not bad. Based Angels, shout out to them. Ordinal Maxi Biz, man, could fucking send in a frothy market.
Yeah.
Runestone, because there's a couple more drops apparently associated with them. Apparently one before the end of the year, which is a meme coin. So that might be a good hold to cop soon, just to cop that.
Yeah.
Bitcoin Wizards, there's a bit of FUD there about the founder milking the ecosystem. So there's kind of been a CTO happen. So it's a little bit messy now. So if you want my picks for ordinals, let's go puppets, ordinal maxi biz, based angels, and maybe node monkeys, and probably runestone just for a cheaper fucking airdrop play.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking. I mean, Greeny, have you been playing? You probably haven't been playing ordinals to comment.
Not for a long time. Not for a long time. Again, just as a simple passive sort of trade, I would go puppets. I'd go puppets. But don't get me wrong. OMBs, like the art on these are pretty sick. Like, don't get me wrong. And that's like pretty
cool.
They're very well known ordinal, right? But again, like for me, I probably just if I'm going to put my money into BTC, which I actually haven't, maybe I should move it on chain. Maybe I should be more active now that BTC dominance is going down.
Yes.
Yeah, puppets is probably the one. If we get back to that 0.1, I probably will transfer some over. If we get
0.12 is probably your entry.
Even a swing trade, a swing trade.
That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. I just want to 2x on my first one, but no one's going to give it to me just yet.
Because so like 0.1, Craig, BTC, that's literally 10 grand. Like, so don't fade.
I mean, the cool thing about it is when I bought my puppet at 0.11, Bitcoin was 68K, man.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin's up 70% or 60%, and I'm almost a 2x on the puppet. So it's actually, when you work the money out, dude, it's quite a big fucking jump. Same as your pudgy.
Yeah.
We've actually kind of done the same play, just on different ecosystems.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I threw up that tweet 2 days ago, yesterday or the day before, saying pudgies or puppets.
Yeah.
I think those are the two. Plays. If you want to go NFTs, that would be my two plays that I think have quite. I was going to say catalyst coming. The irony with puppets is there's no catalyst, but they hold a special place in people's hearts, I think. Whereas pudgies, I think, had some real. It smells like catalysts are coming, man.
Dude, yeah, Luca's been dropping some good shit.
Yeah, and I'm very I'm angry at myself for not having exposure, because to me it looks like it's a masterclass, man. About that.
I agree as well.
And my stomach's going a bit.
I'm gonna say little pudgies are a buy if you get closer to 1 ETH. If you get close to 1 ETH, they're a buy.
Maybe I probably need exposure. Also with I've got ETH sitting there, so I'm like, I wouldn't mind copping a little pudgy and getting a 2x, just a quick cheeky 2 and get out.
And then you might get abstract. You might look at the rods too. I'm up 0.3 ETH on my rod because they might be a sort of multiplier for abstract or something else potentially. So there's little plays like this within the ecosystem. And I know that OG pudgies. So if you have sort of maybe the same numbers across your pudgy, your little and your rod, there might be some alpha there as well, potentially. But that's just rumor. These are all rumors, speculation. But I mean, this is coming from some of the community that I met at Oz CryptoCon, and have been chatting to since. So again, don't fade that potential play. But I mean, let's segue over. Okay, obviously it's been a bit more of a fortnight season at the moment. So I'm very much keeping an eye on something like Jonesy is the main one. Something like Default would actually be a sick sort of. Like Default skin is massive, right? Like Tfue ran that up for years, right? So something like a Default ticker could be very much a good play if someone actually creates a good token. So definitely keep an eye on that. But outside of that, Craig, we'll start on the big majors. We're starting to see really much a deep pullback. Maybe MOG does break this support line here. Outside that, like, where are you putting your money? We'll look at some lower caps in a minute. I've got a few up on the screen, but is there anything that you're keeping your eye on at the moment specifically?
Look, MOG, I'd probably enter more. but I need to see a bigger pullback than that. So I'm kind of just sitting, I'm chilling on my mog bag. I was like you, I took profit at the top there a little bit anyway. So I'm thankful I did that. I took about 30% off the table. So pullbacks like this don't annoy me much. So I'm probably like you. I'm actually just not looking at the chart much. I've set up some auto buys, some buy limit. So look, if it hits anywhere near the 50% or the 0.5, I'm a buyer, but I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm probably more interested in Solana mid-caps now, Giga, Sigma, those sorts of ones. Just because I faded them the first time around when you guys ran them up. And I did regret that, and I kind of just had to sit on my hands and bide my time for another opportunity to get into these. And I think now with altcoins running, having the attention, now's when I will start to put my attention onto these, because fuck all people are talking about them, man.
I like it. So we'll run through them all. So with obviously pulled back to shallow fibs, we did take a long. We got stopped out at break even. We took a little bit of profit after that pump. Shout out to Sexy for that one. But yeah, I'm watching this. I mean, we're watching pullbacks on that. Same as Mog, same as Craig. I actually did buy up here in this region as well. I've said this for a long time. Mog could literally even like trend down here and get back into the range and do something like this. And January 2025 is when we might see a decisive move for it, either up or down. So there's still time on our side. I mean, it's only a month away now, but definitely aware of Mog for me. Whiff very much is still probably, I'm happy with my spot bags from way down here at 1 bill. But I mean, like if we come down here, I very much am looking for longs on that. The other big one is obviously Pepe. So obviously it had this sort of fake out at the moment. We are now retesting this little mini wedge. This blue area is where I was looking to open a long. But again, we haven't quite got there yet. So I'm keeping an eye on Pepe. Now let's segue a little bit further down, okay? So obviously this is what I mean. So Moondag broke down, right? However, obviously now Coinbase listed it. So of course it pumps out of nowhere, bit unorganic. But I mean, like in theory, right, you still haven't convinced me that you're bullish yet. You've got this trend here, right? Which is your lower high, like a higher low, higher low that broke. Okay. Technically this is still higher lows because we haven't broken this low here at 326. However, the bearishness is that we haven't gone back in above support here. So in theory, this is actually quite a good short signal if we can't break back in above that support line there, using very simple higher lows and lower highs to see that, which also very much aligns with the previous sort of block of liquidity here that we had for quite a while there as well. So keep an eye on this. This might actually be a shorting opportunity. It just depends obviously on what macro is doing as well, which it seems to be that we are favoring a little bit more towards the downside in the short term. But again, we'll wait and see what happens. Sigma for me is one that I am in, and I'm happy to buy this. If we go down to 786, I am buying that for sure. Same as Mini. Okay, same as Mini. We're coming back down to a beautiful area. And just again, guys, Murad, believe in something. Okay, he's down a lot of money. We took profits on this, and now I'm going to be buy back lower, guys. So trading automatically is so superior, and it always will be. It always will be. Like, no one can change my opinion. I've been doing this for 9 years. Okay, so
that ain't shit, didn't it? That one. Fuck.
Exactly. So this is one of his top tokens, guys. So keep an eye on this. I think a little bit lower, and I become very interested. Another one that's on his list is obviously Lock-in. Bit more of a stronger token, but again, look what it's doing, guys. It's dumping. Why is it dumping? Because things can't go up forever, guys. So use simple TA and you will know when you should probably de-risk and when you should look to buy, okay? And the same, we're losing the 618. Give me a little bit lower, and that's where I become very interested yet again. And as you said, Craig, this is the opportunity now, mate. This is the opportunity now. Memes AI, we are in a trade at the moment. It took a little breakout yesterday, failed to break out. We took a little bit of profit up here at the 382 from down here. Want to hold this level. If it doesn't hold this level, I'll likely cut that trade. This one is actually one that is a lower cap. OPXL, they actually have a platform that they're building out as well, which someone in GTG shared to me yesterday. So this is a great trade. Probably still valid just here, but we're in from about 8 or 780, I think it is. We're in from. So this one looks good for pretty high, well, higher at least as well. Zero Bro as well in this bull channel. So this is where I think it goes lower as well. Sort of heads back to the 618. Maybe we get a retest there and maybe attempted a bounce there. Or obviously maybe we go down to the 786 and pretty much revisit where a lot of these other tokens are heading as well. Really interestingly, a lot of your sort of base tokens are still doing very well. AIXBT, a virtuals token, is pretty much breaking out right now on base. So great to see base sort of hanging out a little bit as well. I'm actually in KeyCat as well, which is down now. We're in from about 80 mil, so it is down. Yeah, it looks like I'll probably be cutting that right now. You know what? I'm going to cut that live on air. But pretty much what we're looking at, okay, is a pullback across the market, guys. A pullback across the market. Let me just ping GTG as well. This is what I like to do. But Craig, what I will look at. I've got a couple more that I want to pull up. One of them is obviously Kekek, Brainlet, Giga, and Fwog.
Yeah, I was just about to say it.
Yeah, you take the floor. I
was going to say jump on. I would have. Yeah, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Giga? That's a good one.
Here we go. All right, you do some analysis. There you go.
Well, I mean, personally, I'm looking for a deeper pullback than that. I'm still not really convinced. I'm not really a buyer just yet. So I'm still looking for low on that, bro. But I don't know if we see a bounce there or not. What's it? Oh, it's your screen's hard. The 618 is probably more. Yeah, I guess that was a pretty good bounce from there. But I'm still looking for lower, bro.
Yeah, it's still technically lower highs, macro. Like that high's there, high. Lower, that is a higher low. Now you want to see this higher low come in here. Maybe the 618 is a buy if you get a higher low. So something like that might be the buy. That might be the buy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm still looking. Yeah, definitely still looking for lower. Otherwise, going lower again and just into. But I think if it breaks down lower there, you're just going to see it sit in accumulation for a while. So. I'm probably not in a big, I mean, actually that is one that I am watching, but not in a big hurry to enter by any means.
Because your risk to reward, right? The best risk to reward is still always down here, guys. So always be patient and greedy for lowers, is what I've been saying more recently. Just be greedy for lowers.
I feel like with these Murad coins as well, I'm just wary of holders that have gotten high on hype and are going to fucking terminate me or torch me when I enter, because they're going to, I suspect there's a few holders there that are underwater that are probably quite keen to get the fuck out. And I just worry on a big bounce, you're going to see a sell-off like you kind of did there. Yeah. You saw a big sell-off on that bounce off the 618.
Yeah.
I just wonder how many holders are still underwater because they kind of bought into the prophecy that Moses provided. And I'm just worried.
Jesus or Moses?
Yeah, I'm just a little bit wary of his holders. They scare me a bit. So with his coins that he shilled, I am keen because I do think they will pump. And when they do, he's going to pipe up again and hype them, which is what I want. But I think there's holders there, I think, itching to get out because they've seen altcoins performing and there's a lot of rotators in his coins.
I like that. I like that thesis. Couple more. I'm in Kekek as well. I want to see this hold. I want to my stop loss. Yeah, I'm in Kekek already. I want to see. I want to see that level sort of there hold, probably below that wick there. So if we break lower than that, it looks pretty shit. I'll get back in a little bit lower. A few Peanut comments. Peanut probably looks the best out of all the tokens that we look at, guys.
Yeah.
We are breaking out currently. We didn't even get back to retest the 618. So that shows you strength by stepping in. Not a lot of volume, which is a little bit concerning. So watch this. If you are in the trade, maybe see what the reaction is at the 382. A lot of the time, if there's not much volume coming, it does something like that and then heads lower after that. So keep an eye on Peanut. But outside that, Peanut probably looks the strongest out of the tokens that I've looked at during this live show. Michi, we are bouncing from the 786 from the swing low to the swing high. Keep an eye on that one as well. I took profits on this. I mean, we are up crazy amounts. Like we got in here, like we up 3.5x on that trade. So I took profits, but I'm now watching this area for potential interest as well. Brainlet, Craig, one of your bags. Are you still holding this bad boy or are you fully out now?
I am. I actually haven't had a look for it for. I did have a pump and then it looks like it had a fucking massive 16 mil.
Oh. Huge dumpy dump bowler.
Oh. Yeah, no, I've still got bags in there. Thankfully, I took profit on the way up, and on that pump there, the last one you see, I got out. I took profit. So the bags I've got left in there, I'm happy just to hold as the market gets frothy again, and I think we'll easily get extra pumps on fucking all of these, man.
I'm going to say 11.74 is a good buy on Brainlet, guys. On a good buy on Brainlet.
So I actually will buy. I'm a buyer at about about the 12 mil mark.
Yeah, just below 12 mil. Yeah.
Yeah. So that coin's been good to me. So I'm quite happy to buy there, but I'm not a buyer yet. But seeing the capitulation in meme coins there, hopefully that's a reminder to everyone.
Take profit.
Take profit, no matter how strong the community is, no matter how good a meme is, no matter how strong the central figure pushing it is. It doesn't matter how many followers they've got. Eventually, that happens. So
yeah, everything dumps, guys. Everything dumps.
even Bitcoin, even Bitcoin.
Even Bitcoin. So looking at FWOG, we looked along this. Obviously, we're looking at that really nice reaction. It looks like it's breaking down a bit lower. I have a stop loss way down here. I'm happy to sort of run that a little bit more risky. And I do have some buy orders down here as well for a potential long break up there. So that's what I'm looking at for FWOG. There was one I just come to mind. SPX and Bitcoin. We haven't looked at those two.
Oh, yeah.
Let's pull those ones up. And Bitcoin. So let's bring these up, guys. SPX, again, we broke out, but look, we didn't have no strength. Okay. No, like volume didn't really increase too much, still going down on a trend, right? So you want to see it displace the previous volume. So what we're seeing is a struggle again. So what I'm noticing is still a lower high macro wise. Now you could probably say this is now your resistance. Okay. Maybe something like this, okay, is there. And then in theory, I'm going to probably say it's something like this channel now. So that's a bull flag, guys. So I'm very much on the radar. That SPX is a good buy. There's no way this thing is going to whatever Murad's saying. There's no way it's going to $100 billion. I will gladly say that on record. There's no way this goes to $100 billion this cycle.
Yeah, that's a pretty frothy call, man.
There's no way. There's no way this is going to $100 billion. Okay, that's so unrealistic. So unrealistic.
Yeah,
anyways,
I mean, just the whole crypto market cap. If that's the case,
exactly. It just like logistically, it cannot make sense. It's
the time of the bull run now. There's a few red flags for me in a bull run. One of them is people, berating you for selling. That's a pretty good sign that you're selling at the right time.
Yep.
The other one is people putting out outrageous bull run targets on Bitcoin and altcoins and things like that. I'm seeing Bitcoin like when you got Kathy Wood coming out saying $1 million this run.
Yeah.
All those sorts of people talking numbers, even 250K Bitcoin, I reckon's a little bit.
It's a bit juicy, Craig. Yeah.
I think it's a bit too high, man. And I think people probably need to temper their expectations here. I feel, man, well, to me, this is just bull run 21 all over again, carbon copy, smells the same, looks the same bullshit being said. This time I've been there before. Exactly. And my glasses are removed and I can feel like I see things for how they are. Me, myself, top of Bitcoin, 120 to 140. So there's a pessimistic call for you. Greeny, I know your numbers aren't much different. And by the way, guys, if we go way higher than that, I'm screaming the fucking loudest, man. I'm going to be fucking stoked. Yeah. But I'm not holding Bitcoin. Like I followed Plan B last time, and Plan B told me, Greeny, we're getting to a quarter million Bitcoin.
Yeah, 240K.
We only got 25% of the way there, man. So yeah, I'm not sucking that copium cock anymore.
I agree. And let's roll it back. Okay, so this is Bitcoin, guys. We'll look at BTC in a sec. This is ticker Bitcoin, so Harry Potter, Obama, Shino. Again, it's consolidating here. Actually looks a lot stronger than some of these other tokens I look at, but same as SPX. They're going lower.
Bitcoin looks good, bro. Bitcoin looks right.
It doesn't look too bad, holding up a lot better. Just a couple of things, okay? CME, guys, actually hit 100K. No one even tweeted about this. It actually hit 100K, okay? It hit 100K twice on that week there and on this week here, but no one really said it, okay? Look at that, two weeks, 100K. No one was out there tweeting it, so there you go. In theory, we did hit CME 100K. A couple other things as well. We have a massive gap down here that we haven't retested for a while on the daily chart. I know Sexy in my group is also looking at some lower, might need to even go down the hour, but the hour chart, but there's some actual lower gaps here as well that I'm very interested in some potential pullbacks on BTC if we see them. But what I wanted to talk about, because Craig brings up a really good point. Now, let me just zoom out a bit. Zoom out. Couple of things. Is this the index? No, it's a Binance chart. I need the index one. Where's the index one? There's the index one. Okay. So a couple of things. Now, shout out to Eric Crown for this. Absolutely goated. Best trader in cryptocurrency by far. Literally followed him for so long. Since 2018, 100% would chill him to anyone. Just statistical approach, all right? What we notice in a bull market, guys, is as soon as BTC breaks its all-time high, it never revisits that again. It never revisits it again in a bull market. Now, obviously, this is back in the day, okay? So this is 2013, okay? Did we ever retest this breakout here at 1.3K? Let's go to the next cycle. No, we never did, okay? So keep that in mind. This cycle hit. So this is last cycle. No, sorry, 2 cycles ago. This is when I joined crypto, 2017, 2016. So between 2017 and breaking the all-time high in 2020, did we ever revisit that in a bull cycle? No, We never did. We never did. Okay. However, we did in the bear cycle. However, one special consideration for that is obviously this was COVID.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think this was COVID, wasn't it? Yeah, it was COVID over here. No. COVID was this cycle. No, COVID was here. My apology. This was FDX. Okay. So maybe without FDX, we wouldn't have had that dramatic fear, and we may have never actually revisited. We might have never sort of probably gone below that level there at about 24K. All right. So that in theory is probably a deviation there. So maybe we would have never revisited that as well. So this is why you got to take a zoomed out approach. So where are we right now? Okay. Here are your two all-time highs. So this is the all-time high from last cycle at 69K. This is the all-time high from pre-halving. So you do need to consider both of these. So in theory, do we revisit these in the bull market? Based on statistics, based on history, the answer is actually no. So really interestingly, in historical Bitcoin sense, we actually might not even revisit them in the future. So that's why you want to be holding a bit of Bitcoin and maybe rotate some bags into Bitcoin. But now, that's where I wanted to take this whole conversation is actually some BTC targets, just using simple Fibonacci extension. So, okay, if you take the all-time high from last cycle all the way to the low of this cycle at 15K, we get a couple of digits, all right? So we get the 1.618. Let me put the 2.618 on. And this is why I actually took some profits at 98K, is because we got very close to this psychological 100K. And obviously, it was actually a Fibonacci extension from, and I'll show you very shortly, from this breakout range to the bull flag bottom there. And we'll look at that very shortly as well. But this is what I'm targeting, okay? We nearly got to my first target already. The second target, in the most bullish situation, would be 154,000, okay? And if you do look on previous cycles, okay, if we come down here and then we look at previous cycles to see in comparison, how high did we actually go? Just remember that these are smaller numbers, right? So it does make it easy for you to go to higher levels in smaller market caps, right? So from the swing low to the swing high of all time last cycle, we did get above the 2.618, a little bit above it twice, okay, on the second pump. But again, this time is a lot different because it is a larger market cap. So again, you want to be looking at potentially that play. So for me, 154,000 remains probably the highest, maybe a little bit higher, okay, that we could potentially go. If we look at the swing low, okay, if we look at the swing low from the fib there to the swing high of the pre-bull sort of breakout, let me just delete these lines for you, just to make it nice and easy for you. There we go. So this is the bull flag, guys, that we spent consolidating for 9 months or 8 months, okay? This is, again, a couple of targets here, okay? We have already pretty much gone past 89K. The next target for me is 1131. Now, in theory, we could go a little bit higher. So there's 3.618, which isn't on my actual board. So let's put that one in. There's 3.618 historical levels. So again, where does that align? 138. So yes, I'll say 155 max, 160 max. Anything more than that, probably not. Based purely on TA.
Yeah, totally agree. That's why, the people throwing out outrageous numbers, just people got to be careful not to get too caught up in those numbers, because the other thing is people throw around those numbers but don't back it up with any fucking analysis, man. So
exactly.
I mean, I can say, Bitcoin to $1 million, man. Like, what does that even fucking mean? Like, show me the data. You know, in God we trust. Everyone else, show me the references. So
exactly.
It gets a little bit silly, but that's okay. That's okay.
But that's it. We're in a bull market. You can do that. That's fine. You can do that.
It's salesman time, right? And it does get good engagement throwing around shit like that. So I think those are more engagement posts than anything.
Yeah, 100%. Well, outside that, Craig, there's not too much else I wanted to cover today. Is there anything else you wanted to touch base on?
Probably not. I think meme coins at the moment, as far as live pair hunting, are probably not the easiest hunt at the moment. I saw you throw up some graduation stats from Pump Fund, and it hadn't really recovered to the 1.5% yet, had it? It was sort of about 1.2 or something. So it's a bit tough out there at the moment for the shitcoin traders out there. You probably agree. There'll be some people getting wins, but I think it's been a bit tough. I think altcoin's taking the shine off the market at the moment. So
there's still going to be runners. Don't get me wrong. There's still going to be runners, but right now the consistency, the liquidity, the volume is not in the meme coin trenches. However, if you spend time, you probably will be able to lock in some crazy gains if you have a community that does it with you. So definitely check that out. Now, obviously, Craig, thanks very much for joining me again today. We will be back live on Thursday, guys. We're still trying to figure out maybe what the best name is for the show moving forward. I don't know. I mean, G'day crypto, like I don't know. It could be anything. G'day Bitcoin. I don't know. We'll have to have a think about maybe what some of the best names are for us moving forward. So if you have any suggestions, send us a DM. We're very much in the
How-
market for a name. We want it to be professional, but we want it to sort of symbolize Australians if possible. But if it doesn't, so be it. That's just life. But we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out. But Craig, thanks again for tuning in with me today. Don't forget to give him a follow. Craig's Coin Plus on YouTube, obviously on Twitter as well, guys. We'll be growing out our socials as much as we can. And I'm Greeny Trades on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm obviously streaming this on Twitch and Kick. So shout out to anyone that's watching on those platforms. Go and follow me there, guys, as well. But again, we'll be back on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in, Craig. I hope you had another great time, mate.
Thank you, brother. I did indeed. See you in a couple of days, everyone.
See you in a couple of days, guys. And keep an eye on some of those meme coin players and NFT players that we talked about during the show. There's lots of opportunities coming on the table this week, in my opinion. All right, guys. Peace. See you on Thursday.